little bit of a. Oh, you are live. Okay. Woo.
Yeah.
Here we go. There you are. Okay.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
see.
So,
Yeah, we're live. Okay, ladies. That was a little bit of a hiccup, but we got it. We got it.
we figured it out. So
Yeah.
we'll have to update the link. And so we'll give everybody a few more minutes probably to start.
Trickle
Well,
on
I
in,
just got your
guys.
alert, Nika.
Huh? You got
I
the
just
alert?
got your alert
Okay.
saying YouTube is live. Because I'm
I
subscribed.
was just about to purchase another plan for like $240,
Oh, heck
but I was like,
no.
but the free one
Oh,
has
hell
you can
no.
add 10 people, and I didn't know how to click on the thing, but we got it
Here
together.
we go.
We figured it out. You figured it out. I'm not even going to take credit for that.
Yeah.
So do we want
All right, so you want to give them
started?
like a minute, another minute to
Yeah.
trickle in? Hey.
Trickle
Can
in.
y'all, I guess if you're sharing, can you tag me? Because I'm using my phone and I can't log in to, let me see if it'll let me log in.
So the audio sounds good tonight, right, guys? Because I know audio was a little bit crazy
No, your
before,
audio's
but
good.
everybody's audio sounds good. Everybody looks good.
You know what? A family member of mine who watched it said that every time we muted and Cat went on, that's when it was messy.
Yeah. But tonight
So
everybody sounds good, and we're all unmuted,
Yeah.
so we're good.
Yeah, there's no background noise or I don't hear anything.
I hear someone getting beaten in the background, but that's about it.
What?
That noise, that click.
It's my neighbors.
Man, I had a dead
Okay,
bird
so
at my
somebody
doorstep.
JD Boxing says he can hear us clearly, so that's a good sign.
Oh, good. Awesome. Thank you, JD Boxing.
Yeah,
So,
we need
I'm trying to see if I can post this to my Facebook.
So y'all let me know, and I'm happy to kick it off once you start see the traffic coming in, because I can't see
Me neither.
Tracy.
I see. There's 6 people.
Micah.
I know that so
see?
we retweeted it. So Mr. Herring, because he obviously tweeted it and wanted to be in here.
So
D-Style needs to know.
Can you still see me?
No.
Okay. No. Okay. Hold on.
All right. Christine's not here tonight because she's on her way to Japan with the USA boxing team. So we're like thugging it out per usual.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I gotta go in.
medals.
So it's on my page live tonight, but it'll be on Christine's page later on. But tonight we had to do it on my page. So if you're not subscribed to Christine's page, go to her page and subscribe. But tonight we're gonna do it from here because we got everybody in. Audio's good. All right.
We got H Money in here.
I'm trying to see if I can. How do I post this to my Facebook?
Can you retweet the link, H Money, so everyone sees it? So D-Style and all those guys see it.
Ladies, what's good? Team Devin Haney, we in the building. That's H Money Boxing. Okay. Mighty Max Boxing, salutes. All right, the audio and the picture looks good, so we're good.
Awesome.
It was just trying to get everybody to like migrate over here, but we're good.
Oh, good. Thank you, H Money. H Money's gonna
so
get us out there too.
You want me to kick it off with a quick shout out to Christine?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
You're the moderator now, because I'm not a good moderator.
No,
I just
this is your site. So with your permission, I'll go ahead and kick us off. So welcome everybody. Thank you for being so patient with us. A little bit of miscommunication and tech difficulties, but we're on. So thank you, Ms. Nika, for letting us use your site. And this will be posted over to Christine's site. So just watch for it, and then we'll make sure that once it's posted, we reshare for the replay. So thank you all so much. But before we even get started, because there's so much, I mean, the boxing gossip cheesemate is like fire. So we have a lot to
it's like a soap opera.
Over. But we can't kick it off until we give a huge shout out to the hostess with the mostest, our fearless leader of Women Crushing It Wednesdays, Miss Christine Lopez. So for those of
happy
you
birthday!
that
happy birthday!
I know. First of all, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Yeah. So Christine, for those of you that don't know, is working with USA Boxing, and as boxing fans know, that is the team that is dedicated to working with our Olympians. And so Christine has been out in Colorado, and she's just been a busy bee. If you've been following and seeing her posts, it's been super exciting to see everything that she's doing. And so, with that said, she is in flight right now, going to Tokyo to accompany our Olympians. So please, keep her in prayer, keep the team in prayer. We wish nothing but traveling mercies on everybody that is on their way to represent the United States. So it gives me chills, y'all. Like, it's just, woo,
Such
so
a good
exciting.
team that we have right now too for USA Boxing. So I think if we don't bring more than one, but we are for sure bringing one gold medal. But I think there's a few gold medals coming to the U.S.
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely. We're speaking it out to the atmosphere that's going to happen.
What
and
a way
especially
to
because
celebrate her birthday, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Amazing.
Hopefully she's not sitting in
Customs,
customs. She said that they could sit there for like
9 hours.
9 hours. I'm like, oh my God, I would lose my soul.
Yeah.
I have no patience. Mm-mm.
Oh, we have to also send another happy birthday shout out to Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Of course.
Happy
Mike
birthday, Mike.
Tyson.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike.
So-
I love you so much. Oh my God. Since I was a kid, I've always loved you. So, happiest of the birthdays to you, sir.
I
We're
love
going to
that
have to
shirt.
snip that and send it to him too.
And
Yeah.
I hope that Trilla paid you your money,
Hello.
because
Yes.
they were like slacking on paying him his money. So I hope Trilla paid you your money, because if not, then I can knock a fool for you if you need me to. But happy birthday again.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
So let's make the round of introductions, everyone. I'll go last. Nika, let's go ahead and go with you. And
right.
then Esme, because girl, we missed you. So happy to have Esme back. But
Glad
Nika,
to
go
be
ahead
back.
and kick us off with introductions.
All right, so hi everybody, it's Nakaza Nika, aka Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's adopted daughter. Follow at your own risk. This week I've been cussing people out right and left, and I'm not done. So if you
Follow at your own risk.
wanna be on that list, feel free to do some dumb shit, and I'll add you on to it. Up next.
Y'all follow Nika. Esme?
Hello, everyone. I'm Esmeralda, Fotógrafa de la Gente, and I missed you, ladies, so I'm glad to be back on here, but
Oh, man.
excited for all the topics tonight.
No, lots of good stuff. So happy to have you back.
Thank
And
you.
for those watching, you have to follow Esme, and she takes awesome pictures. I mean,
Yes.
she captures moments that you're
Try to
just kind
capture
of,
them all.
I mean, gives you chills, and you're like zooming in,
Love it.
especially with the kiddos. I mean, just
Oh,
amazing
That's where my
work you
heart's
do.
at.
Amazing work you do with the kids. So,
Thank you.
and then we have Miss Tracy.
Hi, everybody. It's Tracy / Boxer Girl 1970 on social media. And I'm happy to be here. Got a lot to talk about.
Lots to talk about. And I'm Nancy Deanda, and I'm with Boxing Republic. So please follow me and my journey to set up a 501c3 nonprofit, trying to be more than a fan, and you can be part of that journey. So creating some great opportunities for some of the youth in boxing and their communities. So please make sure to follow. So ladies, so let's kick it off. I know we got off to like a crazy start, but so much to talk about. And like one of the first things I think that we want to discuss, because honestly, when I was reading it all and catching up, I was like, what on earth? So let's talk about Nonito and the
Yes.
drama, right, that has unfolded. And so for those that were out of the loop like I was and I have to catch up, Nonito was extremely outspoken and called out, I think, people overall, but specifically his opponent, with regards to some comments that were made. We know that in boxing, jabs will be taken, they're going to talk trash, you got to talk shit, but sometimes they go a little too far. And Nonito, called out the boxing fans, I think, too, as well as this individual that have been, talking about his wife. And again, for people that don't know, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, his wife is also like the business manager, right? And so there was some verbiage in the contract that basically was saying, that the VADA was a required part of, the contractual fight. So what that means, for those of you that don't know, that's a nonprofit that is actually tasked with testing the boxers and make sure that there's no, illegal substances in their system. So that's a lot. But let's get started with the thoughts. Esme, we'll start with you.
I mean, I keep going back and forth, like trying to see who's right and who's wrong. I mean, it's on both parts. I think that personally, if someone's talking shit about my husband and says something, I want to go in there and beat the crap out of them. Like, I want the chance to go in there and beat the shit out of them and then look at them and be like, that's what you get. And he's just, he doesn't want to give him the satisfaction. He doesn't want to do that because he's against bullying and beta and all that. So I'm like, it'd make a better fight because they both are really going at it and hate each other. And it would just make a better fight for all of us.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Ms. Nika. She's like,
I love cussing people out and checking
about
people. And I feel, not for nothing, if his wife kind of like is in the mix and doing all the talking, she's gonna get all the disrespect that people are gonna give. So we can't kind of like, oh, she's a woman, you can't talk to her like that. Like if you're doing your part and talking your shit, they're gonna come at you. So you kind of have to like hold your ground, stand your ground. But it looked confusing because when I read it, it looked like when Daenerys Camp was doing all this hosting, it looked like at that point they hadn't accepted the VADA testing. But then I saw VADA tweet something saying that everybody signed up and, all was good. So I really don't know how come they still continued with the, VADA tested wasn't accepted and, they're going to step out of the fight. It just was confusing. I don't know if, the confusion was lost in translation. I don't know. Did they actually sign up for VADA testing? Everybody, like, or were they in the talks of it and they didn't actually sign for it? They were just talking and they didn't get the contract signed. It was kind of confusing to me.
Daenerys' team offered to pay
go ahead.
to have the VADA testing, and I guess he refused. I don't know. I initially watched the banter unfold on Twitter, like I think it was like days ago. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And then I guess then there was the battle I think yesterday between Donaire and I'm sorry, I can't remember the other guy's name. Saying that he was, talking shit about my wife and telling her to suck a dick and that's not gonna fly and blah 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 blah. So I'm like, it's just like I don't know what the fuck, but all I know is now it's officially canceled. So
and I think it did stem from my understanding that the mandatory drug testing was included in the contract, right? And so I think a lot of the shit talk went to the wife because the wife is the business manager. So not only is she the wife, but she's also the one that is, I don't know that she's a lawyer, but certainly she's the one that's involved with putting together the contract.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tracy.
She's a fighter, if I'm not mistaken, or a former fighter, MMA.
Yeah. So, I think as fans, we would want that to be in the contract, right? Like we don't want any drama. I think that it's almost like a sign, personally, that's my opinion, of respect, right? I'm willing to take this test. So someone's unwillingness to do it, maybe casts a bit of a shadow, right? And I think that's what was happening. So whether or not the contract was signed, I'm not certain, but it's what I think fueled a lot of this. And so I did read. I didn't hear. I heard a snippet, but some of it was in Filipino, so I wasn't, capturing what was being said.
Right. Yeah.
But I
same.
did read his message, and he's really defining like what he stands for, right? So I can appreciate that. He's like, I'm not for this. I'm not for that. You're messing with my wife and name calling, and I'm not going to stand for it. One thing that came to mind, how, again, just that fighter spirit, because just weeks ago, I was like, oh, Nonito, it was such an emotional win for him and everybody coming to him, and how gracious he was, talking about how Andre Ward helped him, kind of get back up and lift his spirits and everything. And I mean, you mess with someone, you push that button, you're a fighter,
But do
it's
you
not just
think,
fight in the ring, but words too.
do you think that was like an easy way out to say, hey, you're disrespecting my wife, we're not gonna fight? Or like
It could
me,
be.
I would want to get in there and beat your ass. You talking shit to my wife, you know what? I'm gonna beat your ass in the ring. You doing the most.
Yep. I
Someone
agree.
in
Because
the
I feel because like what I gathered, it was Nevada and everything was all signed for it to be everybody to be tested. So everything was all in the clear. So now you know what? You disrespecting my wife. I'm gonna show you what you do
It's
when you talk to my
personal.
wife crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna show you what happens when you talk to my wife crazy.
But this is
Right.
boxing.
Get tested
But
and
I'd
then
beat your ass. Like, take it in the ring and do it. Like,
yeah.
This is boxing, though. I mean, who remember? Like, wasn't Trinidad the one that burned the American flag, or somebody burned someone? Someone actually pissed on
Yeah.
the flag and then burned it. I don't remember who it was, but I mean,
So
boxing was talking.
somebody posted a comment, UGC Flame. He says the clean boxing program only randomly selects fighters every month, but it isn't as strenuous. The paid testing the Donaire was once is 24/7 random testing. So, that's let me just give out
multiple
some shout
tests
outs
throughout
here.
the
Yeah.
camp. Okay.
So my question is, why would a fighter have a problem with that besides the obvious?
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like from a reputational standpoint, you have to take that into consideration as well. Why would you decline it? That and you win, that just casts a shadow, over your success when you have it. So that's what gets me. So from what I had read as well is that Nonito's the one that called off the fight. And he was citing, unprofessionalism and the abuse to the wife type deal. So,
See, I kind of feel like that's more of a reason to want to fight him. Like if he disrespected
Exactly.
your
Of
wife
course.
and all the contracts were signed to do the testing, beat
Of
this
course,
man's
yeah.
ass.
That's
Beat
right.
his ass. You know what? This is for
Yeah.
me and my wife. This is for you talking shit to my wife.
It's like, as
no.
we said, it makes for an awesome fight. Right?
Yeah,
Hate to
that
say it,
the build up
unfortunate.
for it will be is like even more intense. Like we're all involved now. We're all
And
we're
then if
all
he
invested.
doesn't win, he does not defend his wife's honor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
So he has to win regardless,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then he
Yeah.
looks like a damn fool.
he does. He does. Absolutely. Well, so we'll stay close to this. I mean, honestly, just for the
The
tea
drama.
on this, right? Just trying to get
Yeah.
the cheese man. Yeah. So it'll be interesting just what else unfolds from here because, it is their livelihood. So when they make decisions like this, I just question it. So anyway, yeah. So any other thoughts on the Nonito drama?
No. Somebody
No.
just said.
Yeah.
Somebody in the
Because
chat just said that we were making them fall asleep.
So go to sleep, bitch. Go to sleep. Go to fucking sleep,
Yeah.
bitch. LT boxing and this madre. You want to be put on blast. There you go. Go to sleep, motherfucker. Nobody asked you to be on this, bitch.
Yeah.
Well, listen. So maybe
I knew if I
we
said
can,
it, Nika would take it.
maybe we can wake everybody up just talking about the Loma fight, Tank fight.
Then
Just
log off. He's still doing the most. Trolls, you really need a life. You really need a fucking life. Nobody has a gun to your head to be on here. Like, if you want to go to sleep, go to sleep. Get off the fucking live. Like, what are you doing? Oh my God. Give him a follow. That's what he wants. Give him a follow. Give him a follow.
Oh,
Dick
damn.
sucker.
Sucker.
so let's he had his 5 seconds, right? So
Yeah.
let's move on to the Tank and Loma fight. I kind of want to talk about Loma first because I was really upset, and again, all of boxing, especially boxing Twitter, as soon as he lost, it's like it's done, it's over. People were taking him off the pound for pound, which I think is ridiculous, right? With the loss, everybody's just immediately
Once you lose, yeah.
spreading.
Once you lose, it's over for
I
you.
mean-
People don't care for you no more. They switch up so quick. These fans
Yes.
they're not loyal at all. They are not loyal.
Nope.
Nope.
And that was upsetting because I think that a true boxing fan like realizes when you look back at, some of the greats, I'm not going to talk about Mayweather, so y'all don't start commenting Mayweather, excluding Mayweather. When we talk about, all the others, Juan Manuel Marquez, when we talk about, Chavez and others, they had those L's, right? And still
So
made
many.
like, exactly. And are still, such a legacy. So I was really upset when people, and it's not even like I'm a hardcore Loma fan, but I was really upset that people were knocking him off. So then what does this mean, right? So he had an awesome fight.
Wow.
I mean,
yeah.
really, yeah. So did you ladies watch?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the one I did not watch, but yeah, I saw the clips.
So Tracy, so what were your thoughts on the fight?
I was like, holy shit.
Right.
Loma is like a different guy. Like he was right off from the gate. He went in and was just attacking. And
So do you think that he was
loved
really-
it.
Do you
Hmm?
think that he was hurt in his last fight then? Because he was saying that the
I
shoulder was
don't-
messed
I
up
don't know.
and he wasn't pulling anything for the first 6 rounds. And then this fight, he looked like completely different. So, like, I don't know.
I mean, it could
Maybe
have been
that surgery
Yeah,
rewired it.
yeah. So it could have just definitely, increased in just improved his arm. I don't really know, and I hate to say like I don't whatever, but I thought that he did really well. I thought he was like, oh my God, Loma's back. Like this dude is like on fire. I was beginning to become concerned with Nakatani because I'm like, damn, this guy's really taking some blows. I mean, he was definitely giving blows back. I mean, he was really hitting the body and everything like that. So it was fucking great. I loved
It was
it. I
good.
can't wait to see Loma fight again, to be honest. And I
Yep.
really, somebody else said in the chat over here that Nakatani, should retire. And I mean, who am I to say he should retire? But from the injuries that he had, and God knows what, I mean, he took some shit, some blows. So I don't know what will happen.
He took the blows, but that's also what us fans want to see, right? We want
Exactly.
them to be
Exactly,
warriors
yeah.
in the ring. Like we don't want him quitting. We don't, we want him to go
I want them to beat the shit out of each other until they can't.
I mean, we
even
want a
move.
war. We want a
Yeah,
war. That's
toe to
the
toe.
reality, right? So
Yeah.
Nika, what were your thoughts on the fight?
Okay, I'm gonna give my thoughts in just 1 second because I swear we have a troll here and they want attention. They want attention and like my patience and liquor is not letting me let it go. So LT Boxing, do you wanna join in the live because I can give you the link and then you can hop on too. And then maybe we can wake everybody up. We can laugh. We can do whatever you want us to do. Like you're doing the most. You really want attention. We're just here talking about boxing. If you don't like it, get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. Get the fuck off.
LT's
Okay,
always on
so
the HCP shows and stuff like that. So he's just
you want the link, LT Boxing? Do you want the link? Because I can give it to you and then you can hop on. And maybe we'll be a little bit more lively for you, papi. What's up? Okay. So anyways, so I thought the fight, I thought it went exactly the way I thought it was gonna go. I didn't think that Nakatani was gonna do any damage to Lomachenko. I'm kind of like back and forth on whether I believe that like Loma was like really hurt his last fight against Lopez.
Lopez, yeah.
And because he was a different fighter this fight, and I'm not gonna lie, I would like to see a rematch, but
Yeah.
it is time for a rematch. But if the money's right, I think that Lopez will do it. But I hope that he's
Right.
not one of those guys that hold on to those belts and he don't want to fight the guys that we want to see him fight.
His
I
dad
think
said he
everybody,
would. You talked
his
to his
dad,
son.
but sometimes your people's talk and they write checks that your ass can't check, cash.
Yes.
So his dad be doing the most, kind of like Danny Garcia's father. Like they do all the talking, and then their sons have to do all the fighting and backing it up. But before Lopez said he wasn't going to do the rematch, and that was that. But maybe if the money's right, they will do it again. I would want to see them run it back because the Lomachenko that I saw in this fight is the one that I want to see him fight against Lopez in a rematch. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
But do
You
you
know
think
what?
Lopez will give him the rematch?
So
I
there you
mean, if
go.
the money,
I
if the
hope
money,
so.
if
My
the money's
question.
right, I do think that maybe he would. He would.
Absolutely.
Because they both have
Yeah.
something to prove.
Because
It
like
depends
the
on how
money that he got
Cambosa
for
goes
that
too.
fight was kind of like suspect. So I feel like if they talking right with the money, he'll do a rematch. I mean, if you feel like you got that belt really easy in the first fight, run back
Yeah, it's
Yep.
and
gonna
shut
be a
everybody
bit
up.
because he's got a not Loma. Lopez has to fight Cambosa still, but he also has to be healthy. So
Yeah.
they're saying that it's
Yeah.
not gonna be in August now. It's gonna be longer. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And there were a lot of people that were like totally suspect on whether he was really sick or not. I'm like, we don't play with that stuff. I mean, we just,
Yeah.
let's hope that he gets better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. Other than ticket sales, that was someone's justification as to why it was likely not COVID. I mean, I don't know. I don't have reports and numbers in front of me, so we just got to believe it. And I really do hope he gets better. I personally would love a rematch. So,
Yeah,
so there's a couple reasons, right? So I know, at least from what I read, because like y'all watching, we read the articles, we read the news, and something that I read, did mention. So Loma handpicked Nakatani, right? So he saw him as, and Nakatani. I know people are like, what the heck? He needs to retire, but I mean, he's a good fighter.
he is.
He really is considered for boxing fans that know, like Nakatani is a good fighter.
Mhm.
He's a quality fighter. And I think Loma did a good job of handpicking him, right? And so when you think about what Teofimo did when he fought Nakatani versus what Lomachenko did when he fought Nakatani, like that just to me screams there has to be a rematch, right?
Absolutely.
Because now there's this cloud, a bit
Absolutely.
over Teofimo, right?
Mhm.
And I think he's someone of pride that's gonna wanna
for sure.
not leave any
Yeah.
doubt, right?
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
so that'll be interesting.
Just
but
like
yeah,
when Breakhouse lost her belt to, what was her name? When she lost her belt.
Jessica McCaskill.
mhm.
Exactly. She wanted that rematch because she wanted her babies back.
Yeah.
So if I was Loma, I'm like, give me that rematch like ASAP. I want these belts back in my house.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's even more hungrier because he wants all that back.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
He knows he can do it.
I think he did this fight to prove that he is worthy of it. And
Yeah.
it was, I mean, Lopez Sr. was there.
Mhm.
So it was rather interesting.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
I think from a fight perspective, like this matchup with Nakatani and Loma was a much more dominant performance than Nakatani and Lopez, right? So again, to me, that's what just really bears
But
the.
do
Let's see
y'all
a rematch.
remember when Lopez fought Nakatani? He was like, he had Lopez saying that he didn't want to fight another tall fighter again. So he he gave him problems, and for Loma it was a little bit of a breeze. So that kind of like makes for a good rematch. So we'll see.
Loma knew to get in there and get in between those long arms and
Right.
just tear it up. I mean, that's what he did.
It was It was a really, really good fight. It really was. So that's Loma. Any other thoughts on that before we move to Tank? I don't know if y'all had already had a discussion on Tank. I feel like the last 2 weeks I've been completely out of the loop when it comes to boxing. I'm like trying to catch up, reading everything, watching videos, and
Oh, because on boxing Twitter, they kind of like stay on the same bullshit. Kind of like right now is more of the Wilder and the Wilder, I guess, racial thing, because, and because I don't know, I guess we'll go in order because I know you have a list on how you want to talk about things, but I want to talk about how
you know what?
they're calling Colbert a coon because
the way this started, let's just jump right in.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
Colbert. Oh yeah.
So Colbert did an interview with Fight Hype on talking about, he wasn't feeling Wilder to win this fight. And I saw so many people calling Colbert a coon. And like people are so quick to call people coons on Twitter for not like going with the fighter that they're going for. It's ridiculous and it's disgusting. Why can't you have your own opinion about a fighter and not be like, it not be racial? Like that's the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
And like all these people that call these fighters coons, they would never say it to their faces. Like it really is the dumbest shit. It's really ignorant. I
think it's
I can't even like put it into words how disgusted I am about
It
this
is.
shit. Like
Yeah.
it's so disgusting. Like if to me, like the way Twitter has been going, if you're not a Wilder fan, then you racist against black people. That's the way
Yep.
that's the way Twitter is going right now.
absolutely.
To me, it's ignorant. It's really ignorant. Like you cannot be a fan of Wilder and not be a racist. Like I don't understand why you gotta be a coon because you're not going for Wilder. Like it's strictly about boxing. So there's a lot of boxing fans who go for Fury because he's a boxer, and Wilder is just a one punch fighter. So just because fans are going for Fury, they're racist. You're not staying on code. You're a coon. Like you're not. Y'all need to relax on that. That shit is so ignorant and it's so stupid. And it really like it really turns me off about boxing and like discussing shit with boxing people on Twitter because it's really ignorant. It really is ignorant. And like
Yeah.
I'm like one of those disrespectful people. Like once you start saying dumb shit like that, like I don't have no respect for you, so I'm gonna call you all types of shit. Like you're dumb, you're ignorant, you could suck a
Well,
dick, you a
boxing Twitter,
fanboy,
everyone's
Suck
an
a dick.
expert, so
Fanboy.
Yeah,
we all
it's
think they're
really
experts.
fanboyism. It really is fanboyism.
Well, and
we
and now you
already
have-
know who the biggest cocksucker on Twitter for Wilder. But I'm not even gonna give him shine
Don't even-
because
don't even
I'm not.
give him,
I'm not. He could go suck dick in another light on somebody else's channel because I'm not gonna give him shine.
Yeah. So, because a lot of these that's what they want is that they want the call out. They want
Yeah,
us
because
to say
they
the name,
live
and-
for this
and
Twitter
we're not
fame.
going to
Like
give them that luxury. We
yeah,
won't give them
Twitter
time.
is not that serious for like this little fame that you get. Like I don't wake up every morning wondering how many likes I got, how many retweets I
don't-
got over. Like it's not that serious. I don't give a fuck because at the end of the day, you are who you are off of Twitter. So like, if you're not that official online, offline, then who gives a fuck?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't
And
give a fuck.
I'm really interested to see like after this fight, how many
Oh,
like how Twitter's gonna look. Twitter's gonna be in
Oh.
shambles after this fight. Oh my god, between Wilder and Fury,
gonna be
Twitter's
a
gonna be in
mess.
shambles.
It's a
But, like-
it's a soap opera on the boxing Twitter is just a fucking soap opera. It is constantly back and forth and back and forth and I don't like him and fuck him and he doesn't deserve it and he's the best and he isn't the best and he sucks and he's awesome and but I'm like, why can't you guys just fucking love boxing for what it is?
I mean,
And
it's cool to express your opinion. It's even
but
us
there's
four, right?
hate.
We can
Like-
have like a healthy like, no, dude, like I'm a this fan, right? Like no, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a way to go about it without making it about race. And I think that the people that do, I mean, they're hiding behind whatever image. And you know, to Nika's point, you know, they get called out on it in person. That's, you know, that's not going to fly. Like, so someone will get popped for sure.
But you know
So-
what? All that, it trickles down. It actually begins in the amateurs. When there's fans of the kids and their rivals, like they just hype it up even in the amateurs. So when
It's
these
sad.
fans are now, you know, fans of the pro, or the person went pro, like it continues, and it's so sad to watch. And it's just, it starts really in the amateurs, and it's a horrible
Yeah.
thing that the kids have to come up with.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, but that's good though. Like we want people to follow like these kids, right? And like and amateurs and like become their fans and everything. But come on, like don't cross that line.
Like they don't
you
have
know?
to hate each other. They just have to respect each other because they both go in there to win or lose. And you just
Right,
respect
right.
each other. Whoever, it doesn't matter. You give each other respect because they're both doing the same job. Don't have
That's
to
right.
hate each other yet. Don't even
It's
have to talk to each other
it's
and love each
ridiculous.
other.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's not
So-
ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
So I can't see the comments, but is there any questions or anything we want to go through in the comments? For those that are on, thank you. Even if you're shit talking.
All right, so let me call out some people here. We have Lisa Bells. She's giving some good commentary here. G Funky Boxing, shout out to you. The Boxing Historian 206. Julius Streeter, he's always supporting. Leighton Evelyn. Let's see. Ring IQ Boxing Talk. He's one of the nemesis of the big fanboy of Wilder. But I'm not gonna say his name. His name is in the chat. Somebody say it, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm
Oh, yeah,
not
I
gonna
saw
give
it
him
too,
that
yeah.
shine. I'm
I
not gonna
agree
give
with
him
the
that
Keyshawn.
shine.
They said-
He can
they
get his
said Keyshawn.
shine somewhere else. A Method of Madness. Let's see, Karma Serene, Gil from the Bronx. What up? Yeah. So those Bruce Leroy Green says we love you like a. Yeah, you know, everybody likes what Lee Groves.
Oh,
He's
Lee
like the
is-
boxing historian.
Lee!
Yo, let me tell you, CompuBox and Leroy Groves. He's new to Twitter, and he has the most boxing knowledge of anybody that I ever seen in my whole entire
Hands
life.
down.
Yeah.
Checkmate Boxing also has signed on. Ignorant Boxing, nice name.
Boxing historians trying to get you to say who the boxing fanboy is.
I'm not gonna say because that's probably
Not
him
gonna happen.
with another page. I'm not gonna give him shine on here because
No.
he sucks enough Wilder dick, and that's, you know, get your shine on your own page, do you? Because he's still doing a lot of lying online. All of this for a boxer who doesn't give two shits about you. Like, it's not that serious. We can all be boxing fans and like root for our guys and like discuss boxing, like, you know, civilly, I guess. You know,
Yeah,
even though
like-
I get
Right. No,
disrespectful.
I mean, yeah,
but
like not getting out of hand, right? Like not getting out
once
of
I
hand.
see that, once
so-
I see that you are obsessed with the boxer, I you know, you
It's too much.
can suck a dick. And that's it. You can suck a
Yeah, I've never seen such obsession over a fighter in my life. I've
dick.
never.
Yeah, it's crazy.
never
It's
seen that.
crazy. It is crazy. And
Never.
you know what's crazy is that he does all this capping and all this stuff
And
for
you
this
want-
boxer, and he had to pay for his own ticket.
Yeah, let him.
He still
let
he
him.
still had to
You-
pay for his
You've
ticket.
given him enough airtime, girl. Enough.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah,
given
that's
him
it.
enough
That's it,
airtime.
yeah.
That's what he wants
know what?
out of
Next
you.
You're right.
topic.
Because
I'm excited
Wilder
about
had a very, very odd video that was posted the other day on Twitter. Very odd, of him bench pressing one rep, and that was it. And then he was screaming that he was a freight
getting-
train. I'm like, what?
He's getting too much time. He's getting too much time.
Oh, Wilder.
So-
This was Wilder
No.
posted. This is Wilder who
Oh,
posted the
I thought
video.
you were still talking about this. No.
Oh no,
Oh no, we're done with that.
We're done.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
okay,
I'm talking
okay.
about a
Oh,
video that Wilder posted of himself with Malik Scott, and he was bench pressed one rep, I don't know how many pounds, and then he just got up like he was like
310 pounds.
He's like, I'm gonna get you, like I'm the freight train. I'm like, oh my god, dude, like you just bench press one rep, and you got up and you had all
What a
this.
rep, right?
It was really
And
like,
It was
like,
his 1,000th
he
rifle.
was like-
yes. And the two guys that
he was
spotting him,
struggling, like, what?
motherfucker. He just and then he just went like bananas and just said like, I'm a freight train, I'm a freight. Okay, but like
That trait is
that
stuck at
one
the
rifle
station.
You know,
is ridiculous.
We've talked about this before, but I mean, he really is bringing the entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so whether
Well,
you're
I
a
hope
fan
so
or-
now because at the press conference he didn't say anything. So now you gotta like do a little bit more to
he
like
does.
get us
Right.
engaged.
Right.
And if he
No,
doesn't
but-
speak in the ring, physically, like, boxing wise, it's just going to be another shit show.
See, I don't know if you saw his trainer's Instagram page, but his trainer is like to me doing the most. He's kind of acting like P Diddy back in the days where he was all in the
All up in the
videos, yeah, doing everything.
He's up in
He's
there,
like
take that,
taking
take that,
pictures
take
like
that.
this with his boxing gloves, and I'm just like, damn, who's fighting?
Malik,
You know?
yeah, Scott just
Him
like
or,
that, yeah.
or Wilder. Like I feel like he's living vicariously through Wilder. Like I don't. It looks crazy. Like I feel like the trainer is doing way too much. Like relax, play your role.
And
This
that's
is
his
Wilder's
first
fight.
fighter, right?
Yeah,
Like it's the
yeah.
first time he's dealing with a boxer, and the first
The
time
first time. So like
it's
he's
not like he
definitely doing
made
the most.
him. It fell
And
on
he-
his lap, and
They
Yeah.
he took
fought
the
each other too.
responsibility.
By the way,
And
they
you know what?
fought each other.
I got to take it back because I was thinking out loud. So when I was talking about the entertainment, I was actually thinking about Fury. So Fury's been the one that's been the entertainer here. Wilder's the one that's got to pick it up a bit. I think that he's putting out like the cheesy stuff. I mean, I personally do hope that Fury wins again. That's just me, But yeah, he needs to do a little bit more on social media because for the most part, some would argue that Fury's the one carrying the promotion just from a standpoint of putting himself out there, like visibility and such.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Malik Scott is doing that. Malik Scott he's an oddball.
Well, I hope he's throwing us a curveball. Like we're seeing all these things, and he's letting us see these things, and we're all just like judging and criticizing. But then maybe game time, he's just like amazing, thanks to this
Yeah.
coach. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
we'll
we'll see.
So do we want to talk Tank? Do we want to talk Tank, or do we
Yeah,
want
we
to
could
move on?
talk. We could talk time.
Well,
I'm
talk
talking
about
about
Tank. Let's
Muhammad
talk about
Ali's
Tank.
grandson.
Hey, what?
Muhammad
So what-
Ali's
so-
grandson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we
I
definitely
mean,
wanna talk. Do we want to skip over Tank and talk about Nico?
We could talk about Tank because it's not that much to talk about. Like he did what most people thought he was gonna do.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
little guy, has a lot of power. So
I mean, the real
yeah.
conversation
Yeah.
is Barrios took a lot, and he hung in there till like
there, yeah, no, he was definitely a warrior in there. He didn't
Yeah.
give up.
Yep.
he didn't want to, but
Yeah.
Well,
he did
That-
not
that
want
looks-
to.
he's a Texas guy, so I'm going for Barrios. Was rooting for him as well. So that this is one of those where he got the L, but he stayed in there. Like he stayed in there fighting. He was a warrior through, like you said, Esme, and that's what fans want. And I'm glad that he did. That he kept on going. And you know what? He was also because I saw a post. I think it was like yesterday or the day before, and he was really like no hating, like total respect, to Davis.
I don't-
and I thought that was, yeah,
Oh, it's Barrios.
yeah, Barrios. Barrios is the one
Okay.
that posted. Yeah, Barrios posted, just talking about like he's a great fighter. It was a great fight. Sorry to the fans, But I mean, I thought that was pretty cool because we've talked about that, right? Like how whether or not they take the loss, the way that they should with accountability and
I have a question because like Ella B, who is Tank's
Oh God,
I don't know if
he's such a big mouth.
manager, promoter, like they trying to discredit Taylor at 140, like saying that nobody knows who Taylor is, and I'm just like, what?
What the?
Who?
Yeah.
That's
Are you
ridiculous.
serious right now?
Come on
Like,
now.
get the fuck out of here. Half of those people that were in the Atlanta arena for Tank's fight are not even boxing fans, so they only know Tank because he's like a young hip hop boxer, like they don't even like boxing like that. So they don't know. If they don't know Taylor, they don't know anybody.
Mhm.
So for Ella B to say that nobody knows who Taylor is and he wouldn't fill up an arena, it's like, my guy, it's okay to like root for your guy and try to sell something, but don't discredit Taylor. Like he's undisputed
Yeah,
at that way. Like you doing the most. Like
that's right.
Somebody
relax,
said in the chat,
fucking
LOB's
relax.
hanging from tanks and nuts.
Yeah, his arms have to be tied because he's definitely hanging from those nuts. I don't like that. I don't like that statement that he made about Taylor. Like nobody know who Taylor is. Real boxing
That's
fans
Yeah.
know who Taylor is. All right, like relax.
Yeah,
What you talking about, motherfucker? What you talking about?
I know.
It was like, he's a boob. He's a boob.
No,
LOB's a
I agree
boob.
with that. I agree with that. No, I'm not gonna sit here and say like I'm a big Tank fan. I think he's a good fighter, right? I read, people like you said, there's people that are fans just of him. They're not even fans of the sport,
Yeah.
right? And is that going to help ticket sales? Is that going to fill in seats? Okay, right? But I don't know. I just I think he's a good fighter. More to come, right? I know that he's under Mayweather's wing, right? He's got
Clearly.
that. Right.
And then
He's got
Mayweather
that.
said that they weren't gonna fight anybody out of like outside of PBC or the TMT
Only in
Mayweather thing.
there, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, come on, like why
This
are you
is
even speaking of?
insanely
Then why are you even
expanded,
Yeah,
though.
like
speaking
why even say that?
about Taylor's name? Like y'all are you not keeping up with what Mayweather said? Y'all not
But
fighting
then
those people, so
Ellerby
why even
posted
bring up his name?
today about they asked to fight Ryan Garcia in like March or
But he's not
something.
PBC and he's not
Exactly.
Mayweather,
I'm like,
so
but
why you
that's
even
not
bringing up his
in
name? Like,
house. Yeah.
make up your mind. Who do y'all want to fight? Who do y'all want to fight? Make
Right.
up your
And you
mind.
know what?
Make up your fucking mind.
Sometimes
And then, Tank is still fighting these charges of like hit and run. Like he don't really I don't even know if he's gonna be able to fight soon because he was in his car and he was drunk and he hit a couple of
Was it
people
hit
who
and
were
run?
injured, left in the car, and
Mhm.
he didn't give two fucks about these
Mhm.
people's lives, and he ran away. So he has charges pending against him for this hit and run. So
What was it? What?
Yeah.
oh girl, you didn't know?
In
Oh,
Bal-
prior
it
to the
was up
fight.
in,
Prior
yeah,
to
he's
the
looking
fight.
at
Baltimore.
Yeah, prior to
Okay,
this fight,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It was like 2 or 3 people that were injured in the car. He kept it moving. He hit
Yeah.
them in his car and kept it moving. So he
It
needs to
wasn't
get
a
all the
fender
fights that he
bender.
can right now because
Mm-mm.
it was definitely wasn't a fender bender. These people went to the
Yeah,
hospital
yeah.
and everything. So like I feel like this fight really was made to me, my opinion, and you don't have to cash it in because it's my 2 cents. But like to me, he fought at 140 because he's can't make the weight anymore at 130 anymore. He's struggling and really like it's hard for him to make the weight at 130. That's just me. That's why it was to me making 140 was easy for him because he's already around there. Like making 130 was so hard for him.
Yep.
So, go ahead and grab your belt because you do have that power, but he can't it's difficult for him to make 130. It's definitely he's not disciplined. He's not disciplined. That's just me.
Yeah.
He's not disciplined. He doesn't have a nutritionist. They spend all this money on jewelry, fast cars, but like on the stuff that you need to spend it on, like nutritionist,
Yep.
which is like very vital for you in camp, you didn't invest in those things, you know. He could make 130 real easily if he invests in a nutritionist, but you rather spend it on $100,000 chain,
I
But he
can't
could also
even
invest
a
in a
imagine.
driver.
$100,000 car that
Yeah,
you
he
hit
could be a
somebody in
driver,
and
so
you
he's
walk
not afraid of
away.
driving.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Like just thinking through how they're spending their money, right? Because why don't you just pay someone to drive you and you don't have to be worrying about,
Exactly.
hello.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. Well, let's move on. So that was a good little Tank conversation. I guess we'll see what's up for him down the road. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, I threw this out there because I thought it was it's a pretty neat story. So for those that don't know, Muhammad Ali's grandson is Nico Ali Walsh. So he's the son of one of Ali's daughters. And he has turned pro and he's signed with Top Rank. So he's going to make his pro debut in a 4-round fight. That's going to be in August. And it's going to be on ESPN. So Top Rank just announced this on Thursday. And I just love this. Just the story, if the viewers are wondering why Top Rank, well, Bob Arum has a really long history with the Ali family. I think that he promoted like the last 20 plus fights, including the famous Thrilla in Manila. That was Bob Arum and Top Rank. So the love is already there. So I think that was probably an easy choice for him to sign with Top Rank. If Lee is still on, I'm sure he could totally school us even more on the subject. So Lee, feel free to chime in with any thoughts and comments. But what I wanted to talk about is just, this dynamic that we see with the legends and their offspring, right? The legends and the descendants of the legends, right? Like what do you think about that? Because like we think about so think about it, like you got Chavez Jr., Mosley, Mosley's son just fought. I mean,
well, Chavez has 2 kids that fight.
Yeah, 2 kids. Macho Camacho Jr.'s son just fought Chavez, right?
Yeah.
You got Ricky Hatton's son, which, by the way, I don't know why when I saw Ricky Hatton's son, I was like, I got a little emotional about that. I think because he looks so much like his dad. And
Gotti's son.
Like splitting image of his dad, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. And then now here we have one of Ali's grandsons going pro. Let's talk about just how cool this is, first of all, right? But just the pressure, for these fighters that are coming in kind of under the spotlight of their father, grandfather, uncle.
With that built fan base already.
Yeah.
That that the fans stay so loyal to the parent or to the uncle or the relative that they tend to follow, whoever's next.
I feel like Chavez is the biggest disappointment for like the offspring, because Chavez wish that Canelo was his son. You can see it. Oh my God, you can see it. When he hugged him, you could just feel like, oh my God, why are you not my son? Like, it's crazy.
Chavez had 2 failing sons. It's not just Junior. He had 2 failing sons.
Yeah.
It's like out of
the thing is,
kids,
the Chavez Chavez Jr. that we all pretty much follow, he could do more if he was more dedicated. I mean, the fast fight that he had against Anderson Silva, he didn't even make weight for it. So it's like he don't even care.
Surprise.
So like his dad is in better shape than he is. So that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me that your dad is in better shape than you are for a fight. I know he's like every night he's praying to the gods, why Canelo was not my son? Why is Canelo not my son?
Yeah. And he called Canelo to his corner when he fought.
You could see the love. You could see the love and admiration that he has when he hugs Canelo. It's like, it's there. And you can see the disappointment. You can see the disappointment he has in his son. It's so sad.
Did you watch that card?
No, I didn't even watch the card. I watched
the highlights of it.
Junior's brother, the little brother, he fought Canelo's brother.
Right, I knew that was
and Canelo's brother was not that great either. They both didn't look very good, but Canelo's brother did manage to make him bleed a lot. Oh yeah, Nancy, you were there.
So
no, you weren't. Were you? No, you weren't there.
No, I wasn't there. No, I was there in spirit.
It was Canelo's brother and Chavez's son, and neither one really represented for where they come from or who they're related to.
I know. Yikes. Canelo has a nephew. So I heard about Canelo's nephew. I can't think of his name, but apparently he's pretty good. Mm-hmm. So hopefully there's some success there. But it has to be hard, because you think about it, you're always going to get compared, right? They're always going to look for the similarities. Oh, he's got, in this case for Nico, he's got grandpa's, you name it. Tracy, I think you had mentioned that you might have seen some of his amateur fights.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
What'd you think?
He looks really good. I mean, as far as what you can really grasp from the amateurs, but I mean, he's got great, he's got a great build. He's got a great, movement and a great sense of just the fighter and what to do and everything. To me, I thought he looked really good.
And And he's a Chicago native, right? So that's probably that's why you.
Is he really?
Is that where you? Yeah.
Is that my
So
dad in the background?
hey, Dad. What's up, Dad?
Hi, Dad.
Wait, Lee Groves. Let me see. Let me find Lee Groves' comment. He said that. Man, where did it go? Lee Groves said, "Having watched Ali and Leon Spinks as a kid, Nico Ali's debut will now have me watch their grandsons fight. He's feeling very old." Oh, Lee Groves.
No,
But you
Lee,
know,
you're not
Lee,
old, Lee.
no, you are very. Let's say,
Lee, I'm 50.
You're,
and I'm
you're-
40.
You're
And I was
not.
called
You're
the
not.
old,
You're
I
not-
was called the
you're
old,
not
I was called the
old, you're
old
young.
auntie on Twitter this week by a fuck boy, you know. But you know what?
When you
You
said
wish
you were-
you wish your bitch looked this good at my age, and at 20. Probably, your bitch is probably 20 years old and she look crazy. Let me realize this drink is in me. Let's
So
see.
you know.
Lucy,
So
come
real
and
quick,
sit
I'll
down.
read you this. I'll read you this just on Ali's grandson, and I really do want to. I mean, I think maybe we can all commit to like following him. I think that's going to be a neat story, and it'd be great to just kind of watch and compare, right? But I thought this was pretty cool because he says that one of the earliest memories of being in the gym were with his grandfather, and he called him Poppy. So cute.
Yeah.
And he says, to me, I was just hanging out in the gym with my grandfather. You know, sometimes I have to remind myself that he's everybody's idol.
Yeah. It's
Wait.
so, yeah, I followed him and I'm like, just looking at everything. It's just it's so cute. And he also was on ESPN last week during.
No, I'm sorry. No, I was just reading a comment that Ring IQ put. Let me. Can I just read it out real quick?
Ring
He
IQ
said,
Okay,
such
go.
a-
because he's talking
do
about.
I need to take a drink?
I'm not gonna say the name of the person he's talking about, but everybody who follows us on Twitter and wild on Twitter, they know who he's talking about. He said, "I seen that dude's lady. She looks like she's on crack, but that's another story." Yeah, and this motherfucker had the nerve to say that I look like that I'm old enough to be his auntie. I'm 40 and I look damn good, and I would not let a piece of a man with a bitch who looks like his sister that he's with, because his girl looks like he's related to him. So okay, enough about him. Next subject, because we've been. I don't say his name, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. Well,
Yep.
when I get on Twitter, I'm gonna keep going on this motherfucker because he keep my name in his mouth, and
In
it's
his mouth,
crazy.
yeah.
I be
Ring
minding
IQ
my
likes
business.
to, yeah.
I
Do
really
it.
be minding my business, and I be trying
Do
to keep
it.
boxing on there. But everybody, I feel like when people want traffic on their page, they come at me because they know I'm not gonna back down. I'm gonna like respond. And I gotta stop responding, but right now I can't stop.
It's
That's what I
so
do.
hard to.
That's what I
like,
that's what I do. If you talk shit, I'm gonna cut you out. So that's just what it is. But
Yep.
motherfuckers.
Let me say something
thank you,
first about
Leighton
the topic.
Evelyn.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
So there's also Jose Luis Castillo Jr. and
That's right.
he hasn't fought, I think for COVID and all that. But I mean, his dad was great. And
Hello.
Dad was great.
Hello.
But what I've
And
seen
I will
him,
watch
Hi.
him just because of his dad. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. That's why I was like, oh wait, I was like Jose Luis Castillo Jr. I was like, and I know he trains here in Tijuana, but I think he's actually one of the ones that he did get some good genetics from that. And Eric Morales, his son Eric
Eric
Isaac,
Mhm.
he was
Okay.
actually a really good soccer player, and he quit soccer to try to pursue boxing, and he's starting off in
Soccer
the amateurs right now. But he was like with in
How old is
Tijuana,
he?
with, like I think he's 15, but he was on
Oh,
the
wow.
Cholos
Oh,
youth
wow.
team. And if you know about the Cholo Squinklies from Tijuana, they're like a soccer league, and he was already getting scouted by other soccer teams and leagues, and he quit all that to become a boxer. So I hope he's good, but I mean,
Yeah.
doesn't
Especially
mean
because he's like putting that's so right there, probably, just to and there I mean
continue
there's
his
fighters
dad's
that have made
footsteps.
that transition, right? That sports transition. And I think like Sergio Martinez was like a cyclist or a soccer player as well. He was, because he started later in
They don't-
life. So yeah, I
You have
think
great legs in the ring, being a soccer
Mhm.
player.
The reflexes, everything, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I think that you know, there's a few out there that have made that transition, which is for us that are boxing fans, right? So it's a bit odd because back to your earlier point, Esme, like we're used to, okay, seeing them and watching them coming from the amateurs, you know, and then getting into the sport at a really young age, right? But I mean, he can be successful if he's got it, especially if he's got those genes.
Oh, hey, Matt.
A lot to live up to.
It is a lot. It is.
I don't want that pressure.
Yeah, I know. Well, and
Chavez
that's why I
Jr.
wanted to bring up the topic, right? Because it's
Poor
it's
Chavez.
we're watching them and that
Ain't
pressure.
no poor
that
child. Ain't
comes
no
with
poor
it.
child.
Well, the HCP guys did a little funeral for him. Like,
You know
that's
what
it.
though? Chavez can run in them heels though. He can really.
No, let me tell you, it's very hard to walk in heels, and the way he came through that door,
He's
way he came through that
practiced.
door,
He's
stop
was
it, yeah.
impressive.
No, that wasn't his first time. That was not his first time. That was not his first time.
You know what?
walking in
That's
heels.
the first thing I said when I watched that. I was like, "Ooh, that was a little too smooth."
Yeah, that was so smooth.
You know, because I still have my moments where I look like a baby giraffe, like trying to walk in heels.
Yeah,
So-
no, that was not his first time walking in the heels at all. At all.
I mean, they were his size. There was so much thought into that stuff.
But you know what, Esme? That's, you know what's funny is that when I saw that, like, okay, so first it's like so smooth, done it before, and then second I'm like, what size does he wear? Like, how did he find, you know, the perfect size? Like, who, you know,
that was
I
not
thought
his first time.
Tyler wears
That was
the
not
same
his
size.
first time. That was the first time maybe on video, but that was not his
Sounds like
first
some
time.
motherfucker's got a secret closet.
That's, you know, it's heartbreaking, right, for the fans just to see him throw all that opportunity, because here's the deal. And I was talking with someone like a couple of weeks ago about how they were junior fans, and I think honestly I was too. I remember going down to watch him fight Brian Vera here in Texas, like down in South Texas. And think for the most part because of what we're talking about, because we wanted to see the father, like,
Yes,
him,
absolutely.
right?
Mhm.
I have
And
a
I
question for the
Yeah.
people
He
in the
was
chat.
good.
Like, are you guys going for Colbert this weekend? Because he's fighting this weekend, and everybody, he was getting hate for not being a Wilder fanatic, you know? So in the chat, are you guys going for Colbert, and are you disgusted by the things that he said about Wilder? Are you guys calling him a coon like everybody on Twitter? Like, you know?
I think
Like,
Colbert
you
spoke
could say, like, people get called for you know, people get called coons on Twitter for anything now. You could say today is Wednesday, but you know the clouds are cloudy today. Like the sky is cloudy today. Oh my God, this is a coon. You know, it's a coon.
I fucking
And
hate
I'm
clouds.
Like,
I hate
I hate
them.
fucking clowns. You know, you.
How could you like a cloud?
How could you like dark clouds? You're a coon. And I'm just like, what?
I
You
almost
call it-
feel like to answer your question, it's and this is because I hope people know, like, I know maybe just enough about boxing, right? I but this is one of those decisions where I'm almost just going for him for the reason, right? Because he was attacked the way that he was, and being called out like that, you know, the expectation that he has to go in one direction because of his race, you know, is ridiculous. I
It's
mean,
really, really ridiculous.
and to be honest, I'm rooting for him for that reason alone.
Yeah.
I'm not putting all the boxing skills, you know, I'm putting that aside just because that is so upsetting, you know. And I don't know. I mean, I is it the reverse? So people that aren't going for him are they now also racist? Right?
Yeah, if you're going for Colbert, you're a racist now. That's
Now
what
I
I
am.
that's what I gathered from Twitter.
Exactly.
And then Jamel asked what's in my cup, and it's vodka and cranberry.
Hey, Jamel.
Southern Tea Boxing. He said he's gonna win easily, but Southern Tea Boxing, because you always give your honest opinion. So I'm asking you, do you think that Colbert is a coon? Because that's what they're calling him online for not agreeing with Wilder being the winner of the next fight.
Okay, I just want to interject quickly about, because Maestro, he did a show about being called a coon and everything like that, and what that meant, and everything.
Who show?
All that
Who
bullshit.
show? Maestro. A boxing.
Yeah, Maestro.
Okay,
Amilcar,
everybody follow
yeah.
my Maestro.
Maestro.
A boxing.
Maestro.
So
Yeah.
that's like a teacher. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's the teacher. Yeah. You see him on HCP, and he's got his own. He said that I gotta scroll back now because it's not there. I lost it, son of a
So
bitch.
you know what? For those
Colbert
that
is
don't,
a real
Right.
one. H Money, Blood Boxing, Andre Ward. I back all black men that speak the truth, is what Maestro said.
yeah.
Like
You
I
know,
don't
and
understand why you cannot have your own opinion about a boxer and not be racist or like a coon.
Right.
Like I don't understand that.
Yeah, he did a whole thing talking about it because I had no idea. Like, to me, like that word is like very negative historically. Like, so someone's like, no, it means someone. I'm like, what? So they changed the meaning of it. I'm like, oh, well, it's never going to come out of my mouth. That's for sure.
yeah, it's just it's such bad taste. It's so disrespectful.
Mhm.
And it's just a shame. And but you know what? The truth is that it's the racist talk in the sport is never going to go away, right? Because you have the people that will say, well, this fighter doesn't want to fight black fighters, right? And this fighter, you know,
Yeah.
race is always going to be
Because there's racists out there. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
It's always going to be, you know, there's always going to be that. I think that type of conversation in. But yeah, to answer the question, you know, I think I call it right or wrong reason to go for the guy, but yeah, I'm definitely going for him. I really do hope, and it'll be interesting to read boxing Twitter and all their comments after he wins, right?
Yeah, it's going to be ridiculous. It really is like a damn soap opera on Twitter. It's just, I started Twitter years ago from actually it was Ishi Smith who told me, he's like, with the you know the stuff that you know and you're getting involved in stuff, he goes, you really need to get on Twitter and start talking about you know, and build your name up and stuff like that. And so I did that like years ago, and it is a whole different world. It's almost like ever since Trump was president, like everyone has just completely gone crazy, and it is leaked into the boxing world where it's fucked up.
Well, and Tracy, I don't know that it went crazy. I think it just came out of the closet crazy. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I found out.
So I think that's what's happened. I think that's always been there. You know, I think that's always been, but it's just
Facebook is toxic.
That era certainly did make it like okay.
I left Facebook because it was so toxic, and I was fighting with people over. I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of here. Like, I can't stand. First of all, I don't want to talk about politics. Second of all, like, this is just insane. Like, you know, I was standing up for Black Lives Matter, and I'm getting called all these names, and I'm like, say what you want. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm still. Twitter. It's not going to change my. You're not going to change who I am because you're calling me bad names. You know, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to stay
Twitter
true
can
to.
be just as bad.
You know, I don't give a fuck.
That's why, like Lee, you know, Lee wasn't on Twitter, and so he was like, "Come on, Lee." And I think the reason, so I wanted Lee to join just because he's so knowledgeable, right? And it's like, how quickly all these people that think they know don't know, you know, Lee could just shut them down. So
there's a lot of people who don't.
You see, Lee is too nice. I feel like if Lee had a little bit of Nika in him, and with the boxing knowledge that he has, like let me tell you, I just start a boxing page. Lee, let's start a boxing page with both of us. With your knowledge and my shit talking, we will be lethal in this Twitter boxing world. Because let me see, he just posted something in here. Let me talk about it. He said it's too bad. Boxing in a very long way encourages mediocrity. Athlete versus athlete, skill versus skill. That's what it should be about. Exactly. It should not be about 100%. Like, you know, I'm black, you're white. You know, it's like it's so draining online. I don't even like. That's why I've been like, little by little, I've been like not tweeting as much. But when I do tweet, I it's
Go
because I'm
balls
touching
deep
people.
in there. I was
Yeah,
like, she's killing me.
motherfuckers love balls deep. That's what they like. They love balls deep. They
You're gonna
love
get it.
balls deep.
Balls deep.
So,
They
so
love balls deep. But that's what I when I tweet now is me reacting to people talking shit about some dumb shit on some fanboy stuff. So it's not even about boxing no more. Oh, everybody wants to know where Christine is at. She's on her way to Japan right now with USA
yeah,
Boxing. So we had to like kind of like re,
yep. So
what do
for
I want to say? We had to kind
yeah,
of
we had to
remix it
rework.
on my page
Yeah,
today. But hopefully when she gets to Japan, then she'll have access to internet, and then we'll be able to go live on her page. So if you're not following her page right now, go follow In the Ring with Christine boxing page. So
yeah.
Do
So,
it.
I'll give another quick recap. So for those of you that are tuned in right now, that tuned in a little later, so we are wishing Christine and the team all the luck in the world and traveling mercies because she is on her way to Tokyo for the Olympics. So she is part of Team USA Boxing. And so we're so super proud of her. If you're not following her on all social media, please make sure that you do. As Micah said, it's In the Ring with Christine. Subscribe to her YouTube. Follow her on Insta, Twitter, and Facebook because she is the hostess with the mostest.
Mhm.
So we took a stab at it today, and we appreciate that everybody tuned in. So I think we went through a lot of stuff today. I can let's just open forum. I don't know what else is going on that
okay,
we haven't touched on.
so
Maybe we go to the viewers. Let's see what the viewers want to talk
okay,
about.
so Ari boxing talk. This is you know
Oh,
what
Ari.
we have a love-hate relationship because he's I'm not gonna one who shall not be named. He's his homeboy, and he says just like there's racism in everyday life in America, there's racism in boxing. Why are people acting like it's not happening? Nobody said it's not
No one
happening,
said, yeah.
but you
He might have
guys,
been talking just in
some
general.
some boxing fans make things racial that don't need to be racial. Like sometimes it's just boxing. It's just boxing. But when y'all start doing all this extra stuff and making it racial, then yeah, you're gonna bring all the racism in there. You're gonna bring all the racist
Yeah.
that makes the
Like
comments.
where, yeah.
Y'all incite that. Y'all bring it.
Yeah.
Y'all initiate it. So
You're
there's
instigating
definitely
hate.
racism in boxing. There's racism in everyday life. But when y'all do the most, I feel like because I was cursing somebody out, and it was just me and the person. And then he was just like, you know what? There you go, talking about all black people. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not talking about all black people. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. There you go, trying to bring a whole race into it. And I'm not talking about the whole race. I'm talking about you. You a fuck boy. You a fanboy. I'm talking about you. It don't have to do with the whole black race, the whole Hispanic race. I'm talking about you. That's why when you bring in racism, and some people just bring racism into boxing
I don't know why.
when it don't need to be. And when people are just trying to talk boxing, it'll never stay that way, and it's crazy. That's why I be trying to stay off of Twitter and the boxing racist shit, but you know. Micah doesn't have patience, and I'm trying. I'm working on
I
it.
can't stand racist. When I see racist shit, I'm going balls deep. I'm gonna go after him.
I love balls deep.
Me too, you know what I'm saying? But I can't stand racist people at all, and
Yeah.
that is who I will fight
Shout out to 26 Sports, my
till
homeboy
the
Mike.
end.
Yeah.
So there's lots going on. I feel a little exhausted by June. I don't know if y'all feel the same way. I have like a little bit of tired head from June. It was good for boxing fans.
Yeah.
So many great fights and so many not good fights, but there was just a lot of fights, right? And I think that it was a good month for fighting, but wow, it was a lot. And here we go, into July.
I can't believe it.
Already into July.
I know. I feel like they crammed all the boxing in like week and every weekend. last couple of weeks. You know,
I love
they
it.
had.
I mean, there's almost
I know
boxing
I
like every
love
day.
it, but I don't want to watch boxing. I don't want to watch four things. I have my laptop, my phone, my
Mhm.
iPad, my TV. Like it's a little bit much. And then we
Mhm.
have, and then I don't want to have a boxing weekend where we're just like watching nothing. Like
Mhm.
schedule accordingly.
Yeah.
You know,
I think there's only one fight this weekend. Someone is
that's
saying
Colbert.
Vegas.
It's Colbert, right? But you
Colbert, I mean,
know,
there's a lot of
Colbert.
fights
And
that I
there's a
think.
lot of Colbert haters right now because he was hating
Spoke
on
the truth.
Wilder. He was hating on Wilder. He's a quote unquote cool now because he don't like Wilder for the win. But my people, I'm asking you, why does Colbert have to be a coon? Because he doesn't go for Wilder. Like people can have their own boxing opinions and not be racial about it.
Yeah,
Ugh.
exactly.
You know, I'm actually a Wilder fan, but when I see how crazy Wilder fans be doing the most, I'd be like, you know what? I want to lose just to see you act crazy, just to see you do the most, because you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And if
Yeah. I
Wilder
like
lose,
I
I
do like
want to see you cry. I want to see you cry because you're doing the most. You're doing the most.
I want to
If
see
Wilder
cry.
loses, I want to see you act up because you're doing the most. You're doing the most.
Yeah, that I just don't understand. Like Colbert really just put it out there. He just put some facts out there. He's like, he said, um, I put some of his quotes down. He said, Wilder, eh, why would he was wondering why he would accuse Braylon of of spiking his water. He's like, he's another black man and you're accusing this man of spiking your water is just absolutely ridiculous.
No,
You
and
know?
then when I see people like being pro-black on Twitter, but they're calling other black people coons because they're not like going for Wilder. How pro-black is that? If you're calling another black man a coon, how
Yeah,
pro-black is that?
it's
You know. So somebody asked, let me, because I want to answer this question because let me see where it says this is about the Valdez and Herring and Stevenson fight. Where did they go? Where did they go? Where did they go? Damn, hold on.
As you're looking for that, so some of the fights in July, I was just looking through like the calendar of fights. You know, there's a lot of fights like in Showtime. That's where the Colbert fight is going to be. Like in July 9th, dance, the zone. I need to tell you why I call it that. So there's a joke between me and my husband. So I always call the zone dance.
Dance.
So you ever hear it slip? It's our inside joke. So I always call it that. On the zone, so Zurdo Ramirez is fighting. So I think he's a light heavyweight. But we have Siniesa Estrada fighting. So, definitely going to be
Yes.
watching that. Yep. So it's for the WBO Women's Junior Flyweight title. So that's going to be, that should be a good fight. And she's fighting against, I can't even say the name, Tenkai Tsunami. So that should be good. That's going to be on the zone on the 9th. So again, July is just going to be another, I think, really great month of boxing. There's a lot of boxing going on.
Go ahead.
Not just here, but, across the countries. I think that's what's pretty cool about, Eddie Hearn and just what he's doing with you. It's just bringing just so much more boxing. Like we're getting exposure to fights, that we maybe wouldn't have seen otherwise or learning about fighters that we probably, wouldn't have heard about otherwise. So, I think that's pretty cool too.
All right, so it's Mark Pinkerton. I hope I'm saying that correctly. He wants to know, ladies, better fight, Valdez versus Herring or Herring versus Shakur? I would love to speak on this because you know what? I am not a Shakur fan, and I am so glad that Shakur has been exposed for the boring fighter that he is. He's been fighting the same way all this time. Like it's been the same across the board. Like this is not nothing new. He's performing the same way all the time. But for some reason, this last fight, everybody been hopping on his ass for his performance. But literally, it's been the same performance. If y'all all look at his last fight, they all been the same. They all been the same. So my answer to your question, Mark Pennington, is the best fight is Valdez versus Herring, and Herring has the belt. I feel like that fight would be better than Shakur. Shakur is not interesting or exciting fighter.
Yeah.
It's his
He's
fight,
so
last
young
fight,
too.
and I don't give a fuck how old he is. I don't care for him. He's a mother. He's you know what? I'm drinking. Let me shut up. Y'all answer the question. I get my answer.
Yeah, I don't
My
think
answer
Shakur.
is
I think he's
Herring and Valdez. That's my answer.
yeah. I don't.
What's your
Yeah.
answer? What
Well,
is your
first of
answer
all,
for the better
I'm a
fight?
Herring fan, right? So let's just put that out there.
Same,
That is where that is who I'm for. That is who I'm rooting for. That's where my money's at, right? So regardless of who he's fighting, I'm going to be watching. I think we're all going to be watching, right? So let's get that clear. But yeah, I don't want him to fight Shakur just because I feel he just doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, he
I just don't
doesn't.
like him, y'all.
I don't like him neither. Like it's
don't like him.
something in my soul. It's something in
know.
my soul.
I know.
I
I
keep
feel the
seeing
same
his.
way. I feel the same way. And I don't, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to start rumors or nothing, but I mean, wasn't there even like a history with him on domestics and such? I mean,
he had a fight in the parking lot with his homeboys and this crew. I guess there was another crew that were fighting. These were not boxers. These were like ordinary citizens in the world.
I don't
And
know.
I don't know anything about that. No.
He uppercut some lady. He didn't even knock her out.
Oh my God, that's so wrong. You're like,
It wasn't.
he didn't
I
even
guess
knock her out.
he didn't
So
even knock
bad.
her out.
Not
She ate
laughing
that
at the
shit.
hit to
She
the
ate
lady.
that shit. She ate that shit. So, but my thing is, that don't even have anything to do with anything. I just feel like all his fights have been just like his last fights. They are all the same. When he fought Joet Gonzalez, like I
Mhm.
thought that was the fight that he was gonna like show his ass because this guy supposedly called him the N-word. He was dating his sister. And you know what?
Yikes.
He didn't do. It was a long, drawn out 12 rounds. It was like it was doing the most. And I would think that was a fight that he would have like knocked this motherfucker out, but he didn't. So
He
I
hit the
feel like
dude.
the better fight would be Herring and
I
Valdez.
agree.
So
Absolutely. I think that would be the better
yeah.
matchup. That would be the better matchup.
But
I'm going to tell you
and
right
then
now.
anything. Who has Shakur fought that deserves this fight? Who has he
That's
fought?
what I'm saying. That's
He
what
hasn't
I'm
fought
saying.
nobody. He hasn't fought
That's what I'm
nobody.
saying.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had the chance to fight Warrington. He didn't take that fight. The unification fight against Warrington, he didn't take that fight. And then when Navarrete fought in this last fight and he won, he was like, "Oh my God, I want to fight Navarrete." You had the chance to fight Navarrete, but you moved up. You vacated and you moved up. So you know what? Miss me with that. You don't deserve shit. You don't deserve shit.
Yeah, and I don't know that he wants to look for that fight, to be honest with you, against Herring, because I'm pretty sure that he doesn't want to fight a tall lefty. Let's just leave it at that, right?
Because this last lefty, he
Come
was like,
on.
oh my God, it's
Come
scary. He hit me hard. It's scary. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? What the
That
fuck
was a
is that?
very odd
Yeah,
fight.
you know what?
I was like,
But
never put him with a lefty again.
No. And that's
No.
what I'm saying. So
He couldn't figure it out.
if it does happen, I mean, I'll be just so excited when Jamal wins. I'll be like celebrating. Definitely for kicking his
Russell
ass.
Jr. versus Shakur would be fire. Now Southern T is saying that you're saying that Herring is the mandatory against.
No, he is a mandatory for Shakur, but I feel like unification trumps the mandatory. So if they want to make that fight, they can. And Shakur don't deserve that fight. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. He don't deserve that fight. His last performance showed that he don't deserve that fight. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That's what I feel, and that's what I said.
Yep.
But I just feel like I don't understand why everybody's just now realizing that his boxing is like boring. His fighting has been the same If you look at his last fights consecutively, they're all the same. They're all the same. They're all the same. But this last fight, everybody was like, "Oh, his performance was whack," blah blah blah. But it's been like that forever. But I don't know why all of a sudden everybody's just jumping on the train that his performance was, whack.
I am submitting to the classes. I can't help it.
Yeah. There now the three of us are with our
Just
bosses.
the three of us.
I know.
Oh, but now I
know.
can't see the chat. Damn it.
It's one or the other. So, ladies, lots of good stuff. I don't know if we want to start, wrapping it up. I'm grateful to all the viewers. I know this was a little crazy. We were jumping links on y'all. So thanks for joining for those of you that still tuned in. But we will be back up and running on the right link. And, Nika in with the save with her link.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. I was like, oh, I think I have a StreamYard link, but it worked. Everybody tuned in. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And hopefully next week, I think maybe Christine will have access to internet, so she'll be able to join in from Japan with the U.S. boxing team. So
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Otherwise, the guys from HCP can help us out too.
Yeah, I think we can reach out to them, to help
absolutely.
us out. And as long as they make one of us, the host, we can access it. So I guess maybe one final round of comments. Nika, I don't know.
Wait, somebody wants to know who we got between Pac and Spence. Oh, because we didn't even talk about the Pac and Spence thing. You know what?
Oh my gosh! Totally.
With the lawsuit and everything.
Who was it that
The
asked?
legal
That was Gil. Gil wants to know who we have between.
Hey Gil,
Pac and
thank
Spence.
you. That totally skipped my mind, ladies. Like we were already wrapping up without touching on that piece. Well, because there was some drama. There's like some lawsuit situation going on, and we were going to touch on that. If we don't have the time for that, that's fine. But we can certainly talk about who we want to win. So Tracy, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on who's going to win? So we're just talking about the fight right now. We're not even talking
who's
about
going to win. You got a skilled fighter. Two skilled fighters, I should say. I shouldn't say that. You got two skilled fighters. You've got one who has hella experience in the ring. I gotta go with Pac on this one. I really do. I still love the guy. I still, he's just. I gotta go with Pac on this one.
Yeah.
Even though I really am a fan of Spence.
Yep.
I just got to go with the Pac.
Yeah, same.
But I
here.
could be wrong. I mean, I've been
wrong.
No,
I'm right there with you. So I am a Spence fan. So I absolutely follow him. He's a Texas boy. I'm a Texas gal. So
yeah.
I'm automatically.
He's got his horses and everything.
Listen, right? By the way, I'll have to offline show y'all. I just love like some of the boxers here in Texas. There's Cowboy Carl down in South Texas, and he's got his horses and has his kids out there riding, and it's just such a beautiful thing. It's so cool. But anyway, I digress. So for the fight though, I think Spence is a great fighter. I've been rooting for him in every fight, but now you put Pacquiao in the mix, and I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be his last fight. Like, is he retiring after this? Like, what is he going to do? Right. I feel like, okay, it might be the last fight. So I'm getting like a little like just nostalgic on this career. And he's just been so great to the sport, because I absolutely love that with him, like taking the L hasn't been the issue, right?
Yes.
He's taken the fights, he's had the losses. And for this fight in particular, I'm okay with Pac winning. Like I'm going for Pac. Doesn't mean I don't like Spence by any means.
Yeah.
I'm still a fan. But in this particular case, I am going for him.
You want me to tell you what Lee said?
Oh, what did you say, Lee?
Okay. Lee said, Pac is taking an enormous risk 2 years away at age 42 and is fighting who I think is the best in the division. Yep. His willingness to gamble will be remembered, and it will supersede his losses.
Absolutely. That's so well said.
I learned how smart Lee was.
It's so well said, Lee, because I agree. I guess that's you worded it better when I just start to think of the nostalgia and just the fact that he's willing to take the fight, you know.
Yeah.
The one thing that's cause of fury to all of us, that the right fights don't happen or that fighters don't take fights. Like Pacquiao has taken the fights, he's taken the L's, right? And for that, like, he's gotten more respect and is going down as a legend, period, even with those losses under his belt, right? So yeah, that's well said. That's well said. Nika, what about you? We're not talking about the lawsuit yet. We're just talking about the fight and who we're going for.
Okay, so um everybody thinks
She's
that I'm a
laughing.
Spence because everybody thinks that I'm a Spence hater. So um let me see if I should play into that Spence hater stuff. You know, I want I don't even know who I want to win, but I want whoever wins this fight to fight Crawford.
There
So
you go.
I
That's
don't
fair.
really care who wins, to be honest. I just
That's
want
fair.
whoever wins this fight to fight Crawford. That's
Yeah,
my answer.
that's
But
totally
everybody
fair.
thinks that I'm a Spence hater, then I'm a PBC hater. And all of you who think that really could suck a dick because I really don't give a fuck. But I'm not a PBC hater. I'm a PBC fanatic hater because like they do the most. Like when you see how the tweets that these people do, they make you not want to root for these guys. Like it's doing too much. But so I don't have a pick. My pick is whoever wins this fight should fight Crawford. That's just my
Yeah,
pick.
that's fair. I'll take
Yeah.
that. I'll tell you though that I really do feel that ship has sailed, to be honest with you. I it wouldn't be nice if it happened, but to be honest, it's just like so much time has passed. Like the
Yeah.
fans were already pissed and over it that it didn't happen. That, you know, how much excitement will there really be when it happens, right? But we'll see. We'll see. I think that's fair. So a quick note, just because I saw this, I saw the news on this. So there's a lawsuit going on, and I'll be as concise as I can on this because the what I've read on it is extensive. But in
Yeah.
summary, so the management company for Pacquiao is suing Pacquiao, and so they're claiming all sorts of things, but most importantly, they're just really upset that they feel that Pacquiao actually has not let them do their job, essentially, right? So what they're saying is that Pacquiao took it upon himself, you know, to announce these fights, right? That he's basically not letting them do their job. He's breaching the contract by not pretty much playing by the rules of what it is to have, you know, a management agency behind you. So it's turned into this, you know, into this big ordeal, right? And Tracy, you and I had a bit of a chat about it,
Yeah.
right? Because, so, you know, in my opinion, so I'm thinking, so I'm totally with what you're going to say, right? But in my opinion too, though, like this is a contract situation, right? It's not like he's just started fighting. It's not like this is the first time he enters into contract with somebody. So if that's part of, you know, the contract, you need to let them do their job, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you need to, and if they're sucking at it and they're not, you know, putting the fights together, you know, they're not promoting you, then that's when you have to go in and get lawyers involved and, you know, try to hash out, you know, get yourself out of the contract. But he didn't do that. So instead, you know, the document I read goes into how these, you know, the people like his entourage, let's call it, or people within his team started to basically promote and negotiate for him outside of this contract that he was in, right? So my only thing is, hey, there's a way to go about these things.
Mhm.
If the company sucks, they suck, right? But there was no need for you to, you know, go about it the way that you did. But you had some really good points about this too, Tracy.
I just think that, well, first of all, the timing is ridiculous. You know, they're trying to, they had originally wanted Pacquiao to do a fight against McGregor, but McGregor lost, so that went out the window. Then they wanted Pac to fight Ryan Garcia. That went out the window, obviously, for obvious reasons. And then Pacquiao is like, fuck it. I'm just gonna,
Yes.
I'm gonna take Errol Spence. And then they wanted him to fight Mikey Garcia. I don't want to see Mikey Garcia fight Pacquiao. That's just my opinion.
Did you say you do or that you don't?
I don't.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I don't have an interest in that. But so Pacquiao just took it on himself, like, to get it done and make a fight happen, because they were just dicking around back and forth. And Pacquiao can buy himself out of it. But the problem is that they also, in addition to the 3.3 million, they also want to stop the fight from happening.
Yeah.
So to me, that says there's a little bit more to it than what, there's a little bit of animosity, there's like, we're going to try and get involved in, like, try and stop this fight. Like, why the fuck would you stop the fight? Like, why? If Pacquiao says, okay, I'm going to give you your money back or whatever, like, I don't know the specifics. I don't know the contract. I don't know. Did he sign this contract? When was the contract signed? What did it exactly say? And was it, if we give you these fights, well, these fights, none of these fights happen. So, Pacquiao is not a very, he's been around for such a long time. Like, he would know the contracts and what he can and can get out of and whatever. So I'm like kind of wondering, putting all this legal shit, that's going to fuck with his head and with this fight upcoming. So it's just ridiculous. It's just,
it is.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I think you made a lot of good points. That's why I said, like, I totally agree with you. I think on the business side, like I said, it's a contract, man, whether you like it or not. I mean, you contracted, and, don't go behind them, because that's essentially, so, I'll read a snippet of some of what I had seen on here. So Paradigm is the company that he had contracted with. And it says Pacquiao did, he was, again, going behind their back and having others represent his interests, right, when they were the ones contracted to do so. So they said Pacquiao did this despite accepting and refusing to return an advance of 3.3 million. So that's the money that you were talking about. And then they say, in the final betrayal and in complete violation of this company's exclusive rights, he himself announced the fight with Errol Spence Jr. So us as boxing fans, like, we don't think about how all that is supposed to work, right? So this is telling us that there was supposed to be a way to go about this, and he just kind of went out there and announced it, and it's done. And that in turn is taking money out of their pockets, because that's taking, his job away from him. So Pacquiao says that the lawsuit has no merit. He thinks that he has, like, an absolute right under the agreement to engage in the bout with Spence. And he's saying that it's a frivolous lawsuit. So, we'll see. It's going to go to court, but to your point, timely to this happening, right? You just got to wonder.
Like, why are they going to try and stop that fight from happening?
Right.
What is the intention behind trying to stop Pacquiao fighting Spence? Like, why?
Right.
Like, if he needs to just buy out of the contract, then he'll buy out of the contract. Like,
yep, that's right.
It's just bullshit.
It is.
A lot of this shit comes up so much before fights. I've seen it before. It's just because boxing is so mental, you get in the heads of the fighters, and it just really fucks them up, and it's just bullshit.
Yeah, and it's like this kind of stuff, So I want to go back to something that you said, because I do agree with you. I don't want to see him fight Mikey, but I'm going to tell you why. So I am a RGBA fan. I think they're great. I've known some boxers, and know some boxers that work with RGBA. They've brought a lot of fights here locally, for fans like me. I think that's great. I think Robert is, like, one of the best when it comes to, trainers, coaches out there. But Absolutely. Mikey, I had been a Mikey fan. All right. So I saw him, some years back. He came to fight UTA here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So I've always been a Mikey fan. But I will tell you that as of late, I don't think his heart is in it anymore. I don't want to speak for the man's heart, but I don't think his heart is in it anymore. Like the guy doesn't stay in shape, you know, in between fights, right? There's really like no discipline there. Seems like he's starting to, you know, venture off here and there into other things. I do know that he has, you know, his own management. So he's got boxers that he's managing.
So he's creating a stable. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You
I
need
think
that.
when it
You
comes-
need to do that.
Right, but I think when it comes to fighting, I don't think his heart's in it anymore. You
No.
know? I
That's
don't
why
know.
I couldn't see Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia fighting. Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, I'm gonna
So
pass on
I
that one.
can't see the comments, Tracy. So I don't know if you can either. But
No, I can because I've got my pad and Nika is trying to log back in, and we're on her YouTube page, and she can't get back in.
and I don't even know how to let her back in. To be honest, like
I
don't
have
even,
no idea.
because it's not like she made us co-hosts or on the system.
Yeah, I have
So-
absolutely no idea. The only I'm such
So
a aversion to this shit. No idea.
hey, between the two of us, we're a hot mess.
Oh my God! Somebody help us.
So maybe we just start wrapping it up. You know, I think a great show, you know, I think altogether, given the circumstances we kicked it off in. So for those of you watching and those that tuned in, thank you. We'll get it right
Absolutely.
next week. Our fearless leader and hostess with the mostest is in Tokyo for the Olympic Games. So you
Lee
know,
said Nika can call in.
I wouldn't
But I
even
don't
know.
even know how to do
I don't-
that. Like,
Lee, I don't even know how to tell her to dial in, man. I don't even.
help us.
I
We're
know.
just swimming.
I know we're done. Like we can't figure this out. But
Yeah.
you know, super glad that everybody tuned in, even the trolls, even you know the haters. You know, you make it entertaining for us, so thank you.
Yeah.
But make sure that you follow everybody. So I'll make sure to share for those that had to drop off. So Christine, it's In the Ring with Christine. So make sure to follow her on all social media. And then Esmeralda, Fotógrafa de la Gente, one of the absolute best photographers out there. So if you're not following her, you're missing out. She captures amazing images. And she goes by Esme. Her name's Esmeralda.
Yeah, she left. I didn't even know. She left.
Yeah, she had to step away. Yeah, she let me know ahead of time so that she had to step
Okay.
away. But she was able to join. You know, we've missed her. So Esme, thanks for joining us today. And everybody, please make sure to follow her. Tracy, let them know where to follow you.
Boxer Girl 1970
That's right.
on Twitter and IG.
Awesome.
Yeah, Facebook, no. I don't do
Yeah.
anything on Facebook. It's no. So yeah.
So
that's
just
it.
Twitter
And then
and
follow
IG.
Nika because this is her YouTube channel
was
that
gonna-
we're on.
I was gonna say. So please make sure that you're following Nika. You know, is she still trying to get on?
I haven't seen anything. I just see Southern Tea talking. I don't know. How do you get back
Nika?
into your own page? I don't know.
Nika, we're falling apart without you, girl. But she's at boxing_bird81 in Twitter. And I think that might be the handle in her other
Yeah.
social media accounts. So please make sure to follow her. She saved the day today with this link. So thank you all. I also want to tell everybody to follow Lee Groves. You know, thank you, Lee, for tuning in. She's a wealth of
trying.
knowledge. What did
She
she
said
say?
she said she's trying. She's trying
Well,
to get
tell
back
her we're
in.
wrapping up, so we're good.
We're gonna.
Um,
Oh yeah. Well, she can hear. Yeah, she can
oh,
hear
she
you.
can. Okay. Well,
You
we
went
love
to
you,
the-
girl. Sorry you can't get in. I wouldn't even know how to let you in. So,
Yeah.
so we're. But we'll get
Yeah.
it right next time.
How do we let
and
you into your own YouTube channel?
I don't even know how to do that.
We're taking over.
We might just stay on for a couple of more
Yeah,
hours
why
and
not?
just make a party out of it.
Lee Groves boxing. Yeah, I
yes.
learned about how much knowledge he had
So amazing.
going into Friday's Zoom.
The chat. Yeah. So
Yes.
the chat.
I was
yes.
like, holy crap. And then Rick Glazer came in. I was like, and
Yes.
he was going, I didn't realize who it was. And I go, dude, you've got to be from either
Yeah.
Chicago or from New York.
Yeah.
He's
And
like,
he lives in Arizona, I think. So it's like he's from, so
Yeah, but I can hear that.
you
Yeah.
can hear the accent. Well, absolutely make sure to follow Lee Groves. Lee and myself are on Facebook. So follow Lee on Facebook, and then follow him on Twitter as well. Also make sure that you are checking out his books. He's got 2 amazing books. My goal is to also start a boxing book club somewhere down the road. And so
Lead
he's
us?
got CompuBox, Muhammad Ali by the Numbers. It is such a great book. It'll have you just kind of go overing and highlighting and underlining, and it's a really great book. And then he also has Tales from the Vault, which is a book that I'm going to tackle as well. So thank you, Lee, for all that awesome literature. So I'm Nancy Vanda, and I'm at Boxing Republic. So Boxing Republic, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, 501c3.
Boxer Girl 1970. Yeah, Nika's gonna close out when we close out.
Okay, sounds good. But I'm building a nonprofit, looking to help the boxing community and just be more than a fan. So y'all follow me, follow my journey. And that's at Boxing Republic on Twitter, Insta, and the Facebook. So with that said, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much,
everyone, for
bearing
coming
with
in
us.
the chat. Coming in Nika's chat. Thanks for being in Nika's YouTube channel.
Thank you for tuning into Nika's channel on her behalf. We're very grateful.
We're so thankful that you guys are here.
That's right. That's right, Nika. Thank you for letting us use your link. So everybody, have a good night, and we'll talk soon. Follow us.
Peace
Till
out,
next time.
everybody.
Peace. Peace.